Bitcoin price. We saw a new all-time high in December, $108,000. However, the monthly close was $93,000. That's not a new monthly close all-time high, because November was slightly higher at 96, and now it's 93. So historically, if we have an all-time high in price, there's a high probability that we'll see more all-time highs in price. However, I do expect for 2025 that we'll see many more months with all-time highs, similar to the previous bull markets.
Anonymous Bitcoin analyst Plan B is confident that Bitcoin is in the midst of a bull market and says a big move is coming. Predicting a major surge, he believes that rising investor activity and decreasing Bitcoin balances on exchanges are signaling a shift towards a huge price movement. Bitcoin's price climbed steadily in 2024, currently sitting just under $97,000, up over 120% year to date. The well-known Bitcoin analyst behind the stock-to-flow model remains bullish after major events such as the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs and the historic price movements following the Bitcoin halving. He believes Bitcoin is on the verge of a significant breakout, comparing the current $90,000 price range to Bitcoin's consolidation at $10,000 in 2020, right before a massive bull run. According to Plan B, Bitcoin is now in the phase of the market cycle, which precedes explosive price movements. He predicts that Bitcoin's price could double by the end of the year. Plan B expects the coming months to be critical for those watching Bitcoin closely, as price pumps combined with sharp corrections will bring massive gains in 2025. As institutional adoption grows, we can expect even higher highs. As Plan B and Raoul point out, we're looking at a monumental surge for Bitcoin in the days and weeks ahead. Be sure to check out the latest daily crypto newsletter by our friends over at Jamie Tree Finance for all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part, it's absolutely free, which will cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news that you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
We saw that in 2020, 21, in 2017, and in 2013. A new all-time high leads to another all-time high, a whole bunch of other all-time highs. So, yes, we had an all-time high in December, 108,000, but not the closing price. However, I do expect for 2025 that we'll see many more months with all-time highs, similar to the previous bull markets. Relative Strength Index, the RSI, that's the color overlay on the Bitcoin price. RSI is 73 right now, and 73 is yellow-orange, this dot. It's slightly lower as well than November, where it was 75. And it's not red yet, which I sort of expected, but still, it's way above 50, which means an uptrend, which is good. And you know, the RSI, you can think of the RSI as the slope of this trend line, of the price line. When it goes, it can go up, very much up, down, very much down. So right now we're up, but not this steep increase, the red, not the RSI 80 plus. And that's what we saw in all previous bull markets in 2021, in 2017, and in 2013. So the big question right now is, will we see this real steep upward slope of the price line, the FOMO phase, again this cycle, just like the previous cycles? Or will there not be FOMO this time? Will we have a very continuous, slight increasing line towards, well, lower values than previous bull markets? Well, in my opinion, there will be many months in 2025 with an RSI of 80 plus. Thus, red, many more red dots in 2025. But that's just my opinion. I just think this time will not be different than the last couple of times. The Bitcoin price right now is 93,000, and that's far above the 200-week moving average of 43,000. So the moving average is less relevant right now, and it's more relevant in bear markets where it acts as a floor. So the next one, realized price, is where all the action is. This is a very important insight. So the realized price is the cost base of Bitcoin that moved on-chain, so not on exchanges, but on-chain transactions. The average price of Bitcoins that moved on-chain in a certain period. And I'll look at the 2-year period. You can look at the whole period, which is the realized price. You can look at the 2-year period or any other period. A shorter period, 5 months, is the short-term hodler price. I like the 2-year period. That's the gray line. And it's 71 at the moment. November it was 64. So the realized price is increasing sharply. And you can see that in this line as well. It goes up. And that's a sign of a bull market.
Based on market conditions. From January through July, he predicts that we'll see a chain of events that will bring its price from 200,000, climbing all the way through 2025, hitting 500,000, and even a scenario where Bitcoin hits $1 million by the end of next year. It's the fastest pace of adoption of any investable asset in all of human history. By the end of 2025, there will be 1.1 billion active crypto wallets. The pace of growth is hard to comprehend, and it will be the fastest accumulation of wealth we have ever seen. This is the conclusion of a career's worth of research. And every single chart and piece of research leads to the same conclusion. Liquidity drives everything, and crypto will be the best performing asset of them all.
The monthly close in December was not an all-time high, and while the RSI is not yet 80 plus red, and while the 200-week moving average is less relevant, the realized price is pumping, and that indicates a continuation of the bull market, in my opinion. So what's next? What can we expect? Note, by the way, that markets are unpredictable, as per the efficient market hypothesis. But let's try it anyway. The stock-to-flow model looks forward in time, and it gives a 2024-2028 target of an average price of about $500,000. So it's an average price for the next 4 years. And it's a point estimation, and perhaps it's better to look at the range that's around this estimation, because one thing we know for sure, it will not be exactly 500k average. Like it wasn't exactly 50k last time. It was 30. It turned out to be 34k, slightly lower than the prediction. So, what's the range we can expect? Well, the rule of thumb, the one standard deviation band, is about 2 times the 500k, which is 1 million, and 500k divided by 2, which is 250k. So we have a wide range of 250k to 1 million, where I expect the average of the 4-year price cycle to be.
It's a $3 trillion industry. If we just extrapolate the trend rate of growth and the number of wallets and all of that stuff, we get to 100 trillion by 2034. We're 3% of the way there. Bitcoin probably is, 150 plus by March before it corrects again. And then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. So we've got 6 years left to make as much money as we can. before we don't understand how the economy works anymore. Yeah, I mean, I try not to give price projections, and I know you always pin them out of me, but the point being is, we're very public on social media, and it's just people pin their hopes and dreams on a number you give them. But my general thesis is we will rally into year end. We will correct at some point. There's a bunch of hedge funds and RAAs and others who are into this who will need to take a bit of profits into year end. I think we'll get a bit of a shakeout, global liquidity slowing down somewhat, and then we should re-accelerate into the end of tax season. So my view is Bitcoin probably is, 150 plus by March before it corrects again. And then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. I've learned from being in this cycle for so long that really, if you can, when it just feels the worst, that's when you should be putting as much money in as you can. Obviously, it's also the hardest time because nobody's got money, because liquidity is being drawn out of the system. Everyone's feeling the pinch. So it's actually hard to scrape pennies from under the sofa, but it is the best strategy of all because your gains compound so fast when you do it.
Well, I'm with you on that. I've learned that in my old age. I tell younger people, just nibble at things, make an investment every month, and don't look at it. Pay yourself first. But where's Bitcoin going to be 3-6 months? And then give me your 5-year outlook.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to give price projections, and I know you always pin them out of me. But the point being is, we're very public on social media, and it's just people pin their hopes and dreams on a number you give them. But my general thesis is we will rally into year end. We will correct at some point. There's a bunch of hedge funds and RAAs and others who are into this who will need to take a bit of profits into year end. I think we'll get a bit of a shakeout, global liquidity slowing down somewhat, and then we should re-accelerate into the end of tax season. So my view is Bitcoin easily gets to 100 this year, and probably is 150 plus by March before it corrects again, and then we finish the year after a larger correction with a very strong rally into the end. So that's how I think it plays out probabilistically.
So when you say a correction, we're at 150, it corrects back to 80?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Maybe a 30% correction, so back down to 100. Kind of makes sense to me.
Right.
And it'll feel miserable, and people will say, has the cycle peaked, and all of that noise.
Right.
And then usually we end the second year after the presidential election cycle very strong, and then it peaks out sometime there.
Okay.
So if I give a range of targets as opposed to pinpointing a target, worst case is 150. My base case is 250. And in an obscene bull market, because everybody's buying, driven by a change of regulation, then it could go as high as 450.
We also saw the head of BlackRock's digital assets seeing Bitcoin as risk off, as more institutional investors are adopting crypto as an emerging global money alternative. Even though Bitcoin has been highly correlated as of late with the price moves of US equities, the BlackRock Incorporated head of digital assets says it's inaccurate to call the cryptocurrency a risk-on asset. He said when we think about Bitcoin, we think about it primarily as an emerging global monetary alternative. It's a scarce, global, decentralized, non-sovereign asset, and it's an asset that's not country-specific and has no counterparty risk. BlackRock runs exchange-traded funds, investing in Bitcoin, but while many investors view Bitcoin as digital gold, something that holds value at times of stress, Bitcoin maximalist and MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor supported the recent statement made by BlackRock about Bitcoin that made ripples across the cryptocurrency community. Saylor echoed the sentiment of retail investors getting into Bitcoin with its high volatility and the prospect of its further use in the future. This is one of his several bullish statements on the world's flagship cryptocurrency. He believes Bitcoin is becoming particularly popular amid growing concerns about extensive money printing, fiat currency debasement, and escalating fiscal and sustainability challenges, not only in the United States, but in other countries as well. Among the key Bitcoin price drivers have been the fourth Bitcoin halving and the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs granted by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Plan B's prediction remains bullish, as he believes that by April of 2025, the US could start constructing a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This could easily push Bitcoin to $400,000. Within the next 5 months, there's likely going to be a worldwide race among countries to accumulate Bitcoin. excluding the European Union, which he says will push the price to $500,000. Another factor in this case is the incorporation of artificial intelligence in the use of Bitcoin in financial markets. According to his prediction, the price of Bitcoin is expected to surge to $600,000 by June of 2025 through the use of AI systems to regulate conventional financial markets using Bitcoin. By the end of 2025, the FOMO effect among investors is expected to take Bitcoin to its highest price of $1 million. However, this rapid growth is not expected to be sustained in the future. A distribution phase in 2026 could again take Bitcoin to $500,000 and a bear market in 2027, with Bitcoin's price going as low as $200,000. What do you think about Plan B and Raoul Pal's prediction for Bitcoin? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you in the next video.